Welcome to Bold Voices, a production of the Community Foundation of Broward, where we explore Broward's biggest issues, get to know some of the people and organizations creating a bold impact in our community, and take a deeper dive into the world of local philanthropy with the experts at the Community Foundation of Broward. And now it's time to be bold.
Thank you for joining us on Bold Voices, a podcast production of the Community Foundation of Broward. I'm your host, Ellen Jaffe. Education is one of the key areas of focus for the Community Foundation's philanthropy work. And one of the things that donors appreciate about working with the Community Foundation is the ability to target a fund to your specific preferences. For example, there's an educational fund for future firefighters specifically. Another focused specifically on civil rights issues. Nancy Brown, when you came on board as a community builder in 2021, you created the Nancy Lynn Brown Scholarship Fund with a very specific and unique approach to enhancing educational opportunities for Broward students. What is different about the scholarships provided through your fund that people are not going to find in other funds?
This scholarship, which is unlike traditional scholarships that focus mainly on tuition, books, and housing, this Nancy Lynn Brown Scholarship Fund offers students something more transformative, the chance to participate in a study abroad program and have experiences similar to what I have done. It's designed to support not just their education, but their personal development as well.
So what inspired you to choose studying abroad as your form of scholarship?
This inspiration came from my experience studying abroad and traveling internationally right after earning my undergraduate degree. When I came home, my parents decided it would be good before I got in the workforce to travel abroad. So I went to Switzerland. My cousin had been there 2 years prior.
Had been to Switzerland?
Yeah, had been to this person's home. I was sort of a foreign exchange student, even though I already received my undergraduate degree.
Okay.
So anyway, I packed up my heavy suitcases, the weight, I think, more than I did at the time. And I flew to Switzerland, and I lived with a Swiss family. And at the time my cousin was there was 4 sons.
Four sons.
Yes, me and 4 sons and the parents.
Can we just change our past and I'll take yours?
Well, it was a little bit different. When my cousin was there were 4 boys. The 2 older ones spoke English.
Okay.
By the time I got there 2 years later, the 2 older ones had moved out. So there was a mother and the father and the 2 young boys, and nobody spoke English.
Oh my gosh.
And I had like 8th grade French, so that didn't really get me far.
I thought Switzerland was one of the countries, or most European countries, I thought they all speak English, and that's like it's taught in school as standard.
Well, this was a small town in the French part of Switzerland.
Okay.
It's divided into 3 separate areas. A majority of the people are in the eastern part of Switzerland. They speak German. Southern Switzerland is Italian, and the west side is French.
Would you have known that if you hadn't gone to Switzerland?
No, probably not.
I just think
Probably
of
not.
all the things that can be learned by traveling firsthand.
Yes.
So this then became your life.
Yes.
So tell me about how you took that one summer of travel and turned it into a lifetime for yourself.
I never thought I would. I came back after about 8 weeks. I had learned French. I took a French course at the University of Neuchâtel, and I came home, and it was quite an experience. I came home, and I went seeking employment, and my first job was with a lawyer, and I did that for 30 years, not with the same attorney.
I'm sorry, did you say 30 years?
30 years. I was a paralegal.
Okay. That's not a travel job, is it?
No, it's not. Not at all.
So when did travel really become your focus, or were you traveling on vacations this whole time?
I was traveling on vacation periodically with my parents. The 3 of us would travel.
Okay.
On a tour, on a cruise. We did land trips, but I'm the only child. So I didn't do that much traveling. I would stay home as my parents got elderly and needed, my help. So I didn't do much traveling until after they passed away.
I'm sorry.
My mother passed away about 15 years ago.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry that it took that long for you to be able to travel the way you want to. And you mentioned to me before we started the program that you actually became a travel agent.
I did. That was just recently.
Look how excited you are. As soon as we mentioned that,
right.
The difference between I was a paralegal and I became a travel agent.
Became a travel agent.
Yeah, just to be able to, get discounts or have more access?
Have more access.
And can you tell us about some of the places you've been to?
Oh, gosh. I've been all over Europe. I've been to India twice. I've been to Antarctica, Australia, New Zealand.
Wow. If you ever saw the Lord of the Rings movies, that's where they were filmed, and it's magnificent. And so I've got to think seeing that up close is, like you said, it's transformative.
It really is.
What did you feel inside when you looked at these different places and these different cultures?
I couldn't believe I was really there. I remember looking outside my hotel room window in Sydney, Australia, and I saw the Opera House and the bridge. It's wow,
it's beautiful.
I can't believe I flew 27 hours to get here to see that. And then I had to realize, okay, well, it's going to be 27 hours going home, too.
That's a long,
and I said, I will never go that far again, but I have.
But you did.
Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go to Japan in a couple of months.
How long of a flight is that?
Long.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
And what do you do about dealing with the language differences? How do you manage that?
Everybody speaks English. I go either on cruises or I go on land tours.
Okay.
And, everybody speaks English.
How did you get to the point in your thinking going from travel is the most amazing thing for me to students will benefit from this to let me have a scholarship for them? How did you make that leap of thought?
I've been very fortunate over the years to be able to travel and to meet people from different cultures and to make friends with fellow travelers. My best friend is my fellow traveler. And it was such a pleasure to realize that I can give this opportunity to so many students.
So how do you go from having this thought to taking the action to creating your own fund at the Community Foundation?
Well, thank goodness the Community Foundation is here. And we went through a process because I wanted to do a fund, but I didn't know what area of expertise I wanted to do.
Did you meet with people here?
I met with Community Foundation, and we went through a series of sort of like an exam. And so what are you interested in?
Interesting.
I think they called it the 360 or Circle 360. And they realized that my focus mainly was travel, and I could talk more about travel than I could about anything else.
How interesting. And just for transparency purposes, you don't get commissions on these travel.
No, I do not. Definitely not.
So what are some of the countries that recipients of this scholarship have been able to go to?
They have traveled to Italy. They went to Japan. They went to Italy and England.
How long do the scholarship winners get to stay in the country?
It's a summer abroad program, maybe 6 to 8 weeks.
So they can really immerse themselves.
Yeah, they immerse themselves in the culture, in the language, in the food. They all have chaperones and instructors.
And they're taking classes at the same time?
Oh, yes.
Do the classes have to be about something in that country?
It usually is.
So knowing what you have gained from travel, what do you hope students will gain from the experience?
It's just a wonderful experience for them to go to another country, to be immersed in the culture, in the language. The courses are maybe 2 to 3 academic courses that count towards their college degree.
But they still have time to go out and do some tourism, exploring.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever had the chance to speak to any
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
When they've come back, after they've been, okay, you've got to tell me some of the stories you've heard.
It's very rewarding when I meet the students when they come back. One particular student is an architectural major, and he did the most fabulous drawings of some of the buildings there.
Where was he?
Gosh. That was I believe that was in Japan.
Okay.
And we do a meet and greet with the recipients, the liaisons, and students give presentations of the highlights of their trip.
Okay.
And they do a slideshow of, going out and having fun and eating these different things and cooking. And it's really rewarding to hear their personal stories.
Do you get a sense that they have a different perception of the world after they've been?
I think so.
For you, how did your travels change, especially that one summer, that summer after school when you went to Switzerland? How did that change your outlook on the whole world?
I realize there's a whole nother world outside of the United States. And I think every young person in the U.S. should travel to an underprivileged country. They should go to India and see what they do not have there and see the children playing in the mud in just diapers.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Terrible, terrible. And that's what they know. That's what they love.
Wow. And we are so privileged here. We have so
Very
much
privileged.
abundance.
As I said, I think every student, every young person, who has a car, who has computer, who has everything they want, designer clothes, they should travel to some of these countries.
And even those who don't have all that, who need a scholarship to be able to travel.
Yes.
So you really are changing lives, literally expanding minds. What a great gift it is. What is it like for you to realize that you have changed someone's life for the better?
It's very touching to me to know that I made this possible. The students are very passionate about where they've been, about their experiences, and they would never get to experience this journey if I didn't help make it possible.
Do they ever send you postcards from abroad?
No. I don't have that.
They're probably too busy enjoying themselves.
Yes. They don't have time for that.
Yeah, okay. That's probably good. But, you've been involved with philanthropy through the Community Foundation for a long time. You've been in Broward since 1970. And so your relationship with the Community Foundation goes back to even before you were a community builder and had established your own fund. How did you find out about the Community Foundation and the kind of programs that you were supporting? What were you supporting?
Well, about 16 years ago, my mother and I established our own family foundation called the Fritsch Foundation.
Okay.
That was my family name. So about 10 years ago, my financial advisor, who's also my foundation co-trustee, and my friend, Deborah Vogel, thought I might like to be introduced to the Community Foundation and learn what they do in the community. So we discussed it. I thought it was a very worthwhile organization, and I signed up to become a member of the Legacy Society. As the years progressed, and with the help of the Community Foundation staff, I came to realize that in addition to my private foundation, that I could partner with the Community Foundation and make my own foundation.
So that is a leap, going from doing something with your mother to doing it on your own.
Yes.
And making a commitment like that, and then seeing the results of it.
Yes. So the Community Foundation had a very interesting process that took me through my personal interests, which is how we came up with the idea to establish the fund to enable students to travel abroad.
As opposed to enabling students to become a paralegal?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
And the Community Foundation has never had a scholarship similar to this, so it was new to them to do a study abroad program.
Okay, and education is so important.
It is.
And there's a whole kind of education that you get just by leaving the United States and seeing another country.
Yes, absolutely.
You see the way people live. You see how much they might earn. You see how they spend their money. You see how they spend their spare time. You see the things they value and how they can be different and how they can be very much the same. You find that, I know I've said this so many times on the program, but I have this belief that when you get to the core of it, we all want the same things. We want security. We want love. We want some food to eat, and then all the other things, but that's the core, no matter where you live, no matter what language you speak. What would you say to someone who's looking for an opportunity to make a difference in Broward County about how the Community Foundation can help them achieve that goal?
I would definitely encourage them to meet with the staff of the Community Foundation. They are very good listeners and truly are there to help. Of course, this did not happen overnight. It took
how long?
Months? Years. I came back, I think, 2 or 3 times
really?
To meet with them. It was probably over the course of several years before I took action. And once I did, I felt very good about it.
What I love about that is that I sense you did not feel pressured.
No, not at all.
And they gave you the time to develop the plan in your time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They were not like a car salesman where they're calling me every day. You need to come back. We'll talk more about this.
We're having a special sale today.
No, it took several years and many different meetings.
And now looking back on it, what do you feel about the time invested in going through this process with them?
Oh, it's definitely worth it. I'm so glad I did, and I feel very fortunate that I'm able to give this to the students.
And I'm sure the students would say how fortunate they feel that they were able to receive it. But it also feels a little bit like going through therapy when you're going through that 360 that you talk about, where you have to come up with your interest. There's a lot of soul searching there.
A lot. Yeah. I think I did the 360 twice.
Okay. So what guidance would you give someone who wants to apply for the scholarship? Is there something unique in the criteria for those who apply that would stand out to make someone a really qualified recipient?
Well, mainly they need to demonstrate a financial need.
Okay.
And they need to live in Broward,
Okay.
Palm Beach, or Miami-Dade County.
Oh, it's Tri-County.
It's Tri-County.
Okay.
Definitely Tri-County. And they need to have a GPA of 2.0 or higher.
You're not asking an awful lot.
No, it's not.
And do they write an essay?
Yes, they write an essay.
Have you seen anything in the students that you would say stands out from other people of the same age that you run into?
Well, after they return and we have this meet and greet, I mean, I just see the passion in their voices, in their presentation. I mean, what that meant to them and what a fabulous trip that they had.
Have you gotten the sense that it's made their career path easier or changed their career path?
Probably both, easier, and it did change their career path. One gal was an artist, or is an artist, and she did some beautiful, beautiful paintings. And the other, as I had mentioned, was into architecture, and he did some amazing drawings.
And how great for you to see this. You're really laying groundwork for a person's entire life.
Yes.
And it's a little bit like you get to travel with them after they're back.
Yes.
What a gift. And I've got to thank you, because our education system is lacking dollars. So to be able to have a fund like yours that enables young people to expand their horizons is such a gift to Broward County. I want to thank you personally.
Thank you. Thank you, Ellen.
Do you have any final thoughts about education or the benefits of travel or the gratification you get from being involved in philanthropy through the Community Foundation of Broward, or anything else you just feel like saying right now?
Well, I've been very fortunate over the years that my parents left me financial resources that I could travel. And my dear friend Nancy that I travel with, who I met in India, who lives in Phoenix, Arizona, so we don't see each other that often. But when we come back from a trip, we're just so happy that, we had the chance to experience this, and we always look forward to our next adventures.
Tell me about your thoughts about education.
Oh, education, of course, is a wonderful thing, and it should be open to everybody.
Benefits of travel. What are the benefits of travel? What do people get out of it?
They get a chance to see the world. They get a chance to explore other arts, other cultures, other experiences. And we've run across many people, adults, who don't even read and write.
Oh, no, there are people who've never left their, square block area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.
And I wish there was a fund for that. Anybody who's interested can go to cfbroward.org to learn about the Community Foundation of Broward. And if you'd like to have a fund that answers to those needs, you certainly can. Just ask Nancy. She'll tell you how easy it is. Quick question. Do you have a favorite place you've been to?
Yes, I have a few favorite places. Japan, Antarctica.
Okay.
It's an experience everybody should go to.
And I'm going to ask you why. What is it?
It's unlike anything you've ever seen.
Is it really all ice?
Yes, it's all ice. A lot of penguins, a lot of penguins. It's all ice and water, and unfortunately it's slowly melting. So it's not going to be there.
So go
too
now.
Much longer. Go now while you can.
Okay.
India, I went twice. That was quite an experience. And almost every place. I like exotic destinations. I mean, I like it all. But I just want to say one thing to close. I want to thank Jennifer and Jasmine and Nancy and Amanda and all the staff at the Community Foundation. They have been wonderful, wonderful people to work with. They guide me, they assist me, they answer any questions, and they don't push me into anything that I don't want to do.
That's important. That is so important, especially when you're talking about funds that you've provided And that, well, one of the great things about the Community Foundation is that the money goes into a fund and they manage it, and then it grows and it grows and it grows, and it just keeps going on forever.
I mean, the staff at Community Foundation is amazing. They're good listeners. They're very good listeners.
It's important. And, I tell them every time I come in here, I say, I get a rush because there's so much love. They talk about leading with love. That's like the mantra. But it's so true. You can feel it the minute you walk in. Everyone is focused on giving. It's focused on philanthropy because they understand that when you give, then other people will pay it forward and the giving continues, and ultimately you get back in your heart. It's not about the dollars that come into your pocket. It's about what comes into your heart, your soul. And now I'm going to cry.
Come with me, Ellen, on my next adventure.
You said you're going to Amsterdam, and I mentioned to you I was there for one day. One day.
You need more than that.
I really do. Give me your dates. We'll work it out. Okay. All right. Again, Nancy Brown, founder of the Nancy Lynn Brown Scholarship Fund, giving the opportunity to college students to study abroad with scholarships. Thank you so much for your participation and for supporting students here. It has been a delight getting to know you on Bold Voices, production of the Community Foundation of Broward.
Thank you very much, Ellen.
Kirk Engelhardt, Vice President of Marketing and Communications at the Community Foundation of Broward. I got to spend 25 minutes with Nancy Lynn Brown, a community builder, and you just spent several hours with all of the community builders at the Community Foundation. That has to be an incredibly awe-inspiring experience.
Well, you're in a room with the most generous people in South Florida. And it really is, it's a humbling experience when you realize the impact these individuals are having on the lives of others. And they don't do it for the glory. They do it because they want to, and it's the right thing to do. And they feel that they want to give back to a community that has provided so much for them, where they've raised their families and started their businesses, had their success. And when you see that happen, it's just heartwarming. And it really makes me feel like I'm in the right business.
100%. Every person we've featured on the podcast on Bold Voices who has been a community builder, when I first started working with them, I thought, they're going to come in their fancy cars and their fancy clothes, and I'm going to be intimidated. And they're all just regular, humble people. There's not one I've met who has any kind of attitude other than the attitude of giving. That's the most important thing.
Ellen, with us, it's about leading with love. We talked about being bold for a very long time, but when you really look at the core of what we do and the core of why people give and why philanthropists do what they do for other people, it's because they love people. They love the place they live. They love uplifting others. And the way that they lead is they lead with that love first. And that's why we do what we do, why they do what they do, and why these partnerships that we have with philanthropists work so well.
Nancy and I didn't have a chance to discuss the Legacy Society any further than her saying, well, she was with that before she became a community builder and had her own fund. So I was hoping you could talk about the Legacy Society and its impact on building and investing in the community is essentially what they're doing.
Yeah, so the Legacy Society is a group of forward-thinking, very generous people who have put the Community Foundation in their estate plan. So basically in their will, when they pass away, their assets will come over to the foundation. They'll be used to make a fund in their name or anonymously if that's what they choose. And forever, the foundation will honor their legacy and make sure that we keep paying it forward and keep investing in the community with their assets the way they intended it to be done in perpetuity. And what we find is, we've got 180 amazing people that are part of the Legacy Society, and the promises that they have made to the foundation right now total $480 million. Think about it. That's almost $500 million that is promised to the foundation that we can then invest, set endowments, and use to support nonprofits in our community and solve community issues for eternity. And the power of that, it's tough for us to even get our brains around the impact that that is going to have. But when we look at the impact, the funny thing is, every year, there are people from the Legacy Society that see our community builders and see our other fund holders having an impact today. And they say, why am I going to wait and have this happen after I'm gone? I want to enjoy and be fulfilled by this right now, while I'm here, on this earth, able to do it and see how I'm changing lives. And they go ahead and they make that jump. It doesn't mean they leave the Legacy Society. They may still have us in their will, but some will take a portion of what they were holding back and they will create a fund today. And they'll start having that impact by getting those grants out there with our partnership and our guidance. And it's just really incredible to see how they light up when they realize, wow, I've changed that life. I've made a difference there. I'm helping with that. And how the world is changing as a result of their efforts right before their eyes.
Well, as Nancy Lynn talked about, for her, there's so much personal reward in seeing the impact that she has with her Nancy Lynn Brown Scholarship Fund, focusing on education through travel and studying abroad, and how these young people come back and they are forever changed and have a more global perspective. And in times that are sometimes shaky, when we don't know where funding is coming from, knowing that that money will be there is so comforting, that Broward County will have a future and people who need assistance will have the Community Foundation there for them, regardless of what goes on elsewhere in the country or the world.
What Nancy Brown is doing is giving this gift to these young people to be able to see the world in a way that so many local adults have never been able to do. And it's going to change their lives forever. And it'll change our future. It'll change really society when they come back with a more global perspective on what it means to be a resident of this world, as opposed to just a resident of the street that you live on. Her gift is not just to one person. It's not just to one family. It really is to society. And she's doing it one person at a time. And it's an incredible gift to all of us.
And we invite everyone to visit cfbroward.org so that you can also learn how to be engaged in our community. And join us again right here for our next episode of Bold Voices with the Community Foundation of Broward. Check in regularly.
Thank you for listening to Bold Voices. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and hope you'll be inspired to join us in creating a better Broward for all. If you'd like more information, visit us online at cfbroward.org, and remember to always be bold.